Hi, it's Lisa Schuman, and today I'm going to encourage you to think ahead. So lots of people who go through fertility treatment are rushing ahead trying to have their first baby and not thinking about what's going to happen after that. And that's understandable. You want to have a child and just parent already. It's an unpleasant experience to go through fertility treatment. However, the decisions you make today can impact you later. I'll give you two examples. Let's say you're part of a lesbian couple and the younger person wants to have a child first, and both parties say that's fine, that child's going to be both of our child, and it doesn't really matter. And maybe the older parent-to-be is not that interested in having a genetically related child and certainly doesn't want to carry. Okay, but are you sure? Because if there's any chance that that older parent-to-be may want to have a genetically linked child at some point, then it might be helpful for her to freeze embryos now, because later, once you're ready for baby number 2, it might be years down the line, and then her eggs will be even older, and it may be even harder for her to conceive. So think about it, and if you're sure, that's fine, but if you're not sure, think about freezing embryos and talk to your doctor about it. Another example can be when people use an egg bank. Lots of people use egg banks because they're less expensive, you have fewer eggs, and if you're only going to have one child, then that makes sense because you don't have a lot of eggs to use and you very often have one child from it. But 2 frozen egg cycles are very often more expensive than 1 fresh cycle. And with 1 fresh cycle, you'll have many more embryos probably than 2 frozen egg cycles. And if you go back for baby number 2, you may not get the same donor again. Now that may or may not be important to you, but all those things are worthwhile considering, because if you're deciding to have more than 1 child, or at some point you'll think about having more than 1 child, you may want to consider, even though it's more expensive, using a fresh donor now so you have options for your future. So think ahead. Think about how your decisions today may impact your decision making later. And if you need help, I can always help you. I'd be happy to help you work through some of these ideas and thoughts. And then it's important to tell your doctor, because your doctor has no idea unless you tell them. And your doctor can only give you the best advice if they know what your long-term goals are. I hope that helps.